I have finished Itch by Gemma Amor. I got this like late last year when it released in the UK. My copy came even though it wasn't releasing in the US until like I think it was like January of this year. Anyways, I've had this book for like a year and I finally read it. This is a full horror novel and I really liked it. It follows Josie, very troubled life. Mother died, dad's pretty shitty, abusive ex-girlfriend, and now she's back in her hometown. And shortly after getting back to her home little tiny village, she stumbles upon a body while she was just taking a little hike through some trails. And after finding this body, she keeps feeling a little itchy and feeling something's maybe crawling inside of her, while also becoming consumed by who was this dead girl that she discovered and being consumed by this case. So it's kind of folk horror, but there is like this investigative element to it and this mystery. I thought this was so cool. It's so satisfying on how it all concludes and the answers given. I thought it was going in one direction and it kind of went in another direction, and I thought either direction would have been awesome, and I'm pleasantly surprised by it. This is the first time I've ever read something by this author, although I've known about her work for a long time. And she did such a good job with her. All of her characters are great, but Josie is such a strong protagonist that I thought the exploration of her trauma and her past and the complications of that, and some things are a little fuzzy due to her memory and whatnot, and so it kind of left some things kind of open, but in a really interesting way. And I just thought the breakdown of her trauma and dealing with it and the arc of that was really so well done and so empathetically done and beautiful and heartbreaking. The horror aspect of this book is disgusting. This is one of the grossest books I've read in a really long time. I think I haven't read something this disgusting since maybe some scenes from Seven Rabbits by Timothy King or The Troop by Nick Cutter, but this is a gross one, guys. And she did an awesome job with some of the body horror and some of the insectile horror, I guess is what you would call it or whatever. There's a lot more than just ants in this book, although ants are a prominent motif throughout. And uh, uh, just want to start scratching yourself while reading this book. And regarding the folk element to it, she does such an interesting job of like giving some like lore to this town and making the town a character in itself. And I love when a location can be a character and like there be a culture to this town. We're getting a little bit of stuff with the citizens and stuff like that, but it's not entirely necessary because everything is woven together through the culture of this town and their traditions. And they have some really old school kind of odd traditions, but they are very important because it all ties to the plot. Like there's nothing in this book that doesn't apply directly to Josie and the central plot of the story. It makes for a very lean book. My only problem with it though is some of the pacing seems a little off. Sometimes stuff takes kind of a while when it probably shouldn't, and then other stuff seems a little too fast. There's sometimes when chapters are like super short, especially in the beginning. I thought that a lot of the chapters were almost too short because we kind of jumped to some places. Like I understood we need to get from point A to point B, but sometimes it felt a little too sped up to get to point B. But by the end, and especially towards like the last third of the book, it really, I think, fine tunes itself and finds a rhythm and just where it goes narratively and character wise to hit the nail on the head of what she's trying to do thematically just works so well. It's such a thoughtful, disgusting book. And yeah, I really recommend this a lot. I really enjoyed it. I am very curious about her other work now. And let me know what you thought of Itch. If you read it, if you plan on reading it, whatever, let me know all your thoughts. Gemma Moore and Itch related. For me, you can check out my book, Unfold, Slow Burn, Workplace Drama, Creature Feature. And hey, on Sundays, I post on my Substack, so you can check that out too.